What's going on, world? It's your man Chuck Creekmer, aka Jigsaw, here with a legend and icon in TV, film, rock and roll. Uh, the man that was a multi-hyphenate before they even made that word up, man. My man Ice T. What's good?
What's up, Chuck?
What's up, man? Good to talk to you as always, man. As always. First things first, you and I were talking off camera, or at least off before the recording started. You were talking a little bit about how proud you were. I think you might not have used the word proud, but I'm proud of you. Your TV work, the long run you've had on Law and Order. Wanted to talk about.
It was totally unexpected, Chuck. I had done this is my fourth show with Dick Wolf. I started doing New York Undercover. I did 3 episodes on there. I did a show called Swift Justice. I played a gangster. I did a show for Law and Order called Exiled. I played a pimp. They killed me with a bowling pin. I had a show called Players that was on for a season. And when I got the job for SVU, they said, come do 4 episodes. So I thought it was just going to be a short little, thing. How the hell was I going to know? I've been on the show 25 years. And at 21, I became the longest running actor in television history in a continuous role. And we're still going strong. We're on the 5th episode of season 26.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you could have put a gun to my head. You could have I would have bet my life. I pretty much believe you could have bet anybody's life that I.C. would not end up being the longest running motherfucking cop, right? So,
Right.
but one of my mottos is you don't guide life, you ride life. And I got on the show, and the show happened for me, I think, at the right time, Chuck, because hip hop was doing a paradigm shift. It was changing. It went into the ringtone vibe. It went into the auto-tune zone, and it went into a whole bunch of different zones that I could never have survived in. I can't even front. My style of rap, like Mobb Deep and MOP, the hardcore gangster stuff, is more boom bap based. Yeah. So when the music got more vibey, fortunately, I had moved over to acting myself. You see, LL did it.
Mm-hmm.
But now hip hop is coming back around to more bars and stuff. So I feel more comfortable in that arena of hip hop. But I'm always just gonna find something to do. Don't worry about me. Worry about earthquakes. You dig?
Right. Yo, it's good to see, people like yourself, Snoop. Snoop's like the most famous guy in the world and stuff now, which you could have put a gun to your head for that one too.
Snoop hosting the Olympics, being the ambassador for the United nobody, come on, man. But this is what happened, Chuck. The gatekeepers have changed. Everyone talks about gatekeepers. The gatekeepers have changed. The people that were afraid of me and Eminem and 50 Cent and all those people, they're gone. And the new people love us. So how the fuck Ice-T end up on a Cheerios box, right? The cop killers on a Cheerios box is because when I go in and you meet with these CEOs of these companies, Snoop, I grew up on Snoop. So the people who made the calls are now young enough to love hip hop. Hip hop's 50. Come on, Dre could have never done the Super Bowl.
Never. That's just crazy.
Snoop Dogg crip walking. Eminem, who scared the shit out of America. You got 50 Cent. You got Kendrick. Only because the gatekeepers have changed. So right now, there's no real fear of hip hop. Not my generation of hip hop. And that's a great thing.
Is it though? Because I think about that a little bit every day, how not necessarily the fear factor, but the fearlessness of hip hop. I felt like the speaking to power or to the public was a lot different. So, and that was what they were scared of, I feel.
Well, the key to that is that speaking to power has to come from the youth.
Right.
Me, KRS, Chuck, we could talk about it all day. We their kids' parents' age, grandparents' age. So they like, that's what y'all did. But I believe artistically there could be a new young Public Enemy. I believe there could be, but he's got to be 20 years old. He's got to be 27. He's got to be young so the kids will listen. So there could be like right now in the music business, you've got the females, right? You've got these girls, but there's also an opposite to what's going on, like with the Cardi and all them. There could be a Lauryn Hill, a new Lauryn Hill could come out right now.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So whatever energy's out there, you can give it another vibe and it can work, but it has to be youngsters. I like that girl, her.
Yeah.
She's like a female Prince to me. You know, I think she's talented. But it is what it is, man. You know, with hip hop, man, we've never aged out in hip hop. Hip hop is so young that they don't know what the limit is. We've never. So I'm the oldest rapper. And I'm still kicking it, and I still can rap. So do you ever stop? I don't know. I don't think artists ever quit. I don't think that. I think James Brown was James Brown to his last split. You know what I'm saying? I think Miles Davis was Miles Davis. Ozzy Osbourne will be Ozzy Osbourne. George Clinton. I'm gonna say Bill Clinton. George Clinton will be funk. I mean, if it's real, it never goes away. So I think my next rap album, I'll wait till I'm 70, and then I'm gonna come back spitting crazy.
Oh man, I can't wait for that. Definitely. You know, I've seen people like Big Daddy Kane do some transitions of how they present it. So now he's doing a performance with live bands now. You know, so he's rocking like that.
Yeah, why not? Why not? I mean, you could do hip hop as spoken word. You could do hip hop a lot of different ways. You could do it in a play format. I was talking to Master Ace. And he has some type of play that he's trying to put together. I think they've already proven it with Hamilton.
Yeah.
You know? So hip hop is a culture. I mean, we add the dance, you add the style, the flavor. There's no limits to it. What it is, though, it was an opportunity for a lot of kids in the ghetto to change their lives and chase music and entertainment versus what was left for us on the streets. Hip hop journalists like yourself, photographers, videographers. It's unlimited. It opened up a big industry for us. And some people, like anything, some people got fucked over by it. Yeah. And some people really was able to prosper and thrive in it.
Yeah. Did you get screwed early on? Because I mean, you know, in the industry, you were early. You know, a lot of people, I know a lot of rappers who and people in general who just they signed bad deals. Even Run DMC got caught up in that with Profile Records.
Only my first record deal, which was for the coldest rap that probably nobody ever heard. It was signed to Saturn Records, which were the guys that owned the big record store out. Blanking out. The famous record store that's out in LA that Snoop was standing on top of in the Long Beach video. Shit.
Not Amoeba, right?
It's just a well-known. LA niggas is mad at me right now because I'm not saying the name of the record store. But in the Snoop Dogg's video, he was standing on top of a record store. There were two of them. There was one in Long Beach and Compton, I think, and one in South Central. And the guys that owned it, it might come to me while I'm talking, saw me I was at a beauty salon called Good Fred's. And I was getting my hair done. That's when I had my perm. My shit was more wavy than the ships in the Navy, you see? So I was up in there talking that bullshit to the girls, and they said, you want to make a record out of that? And they took me to a studio, and they had a track with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis had laid out. And they took the music, the voices off, and they had me rap. And the first rap I did, called The Coldest Rap, was just off my head. It was like my walking around rhymes that I had. I made a hook on the spot. I made about $200 off that record. But fortunately, I didn't sign a contract, and I don't know what that record is worth or who owns it, the rights to it. But nah, I never really got fucked. That was the closest thing, you know, and that was my entry into the music business. Later on, when I did 6 in the Morning, I did a deal with Unknown DJ. and it was just a straight cash turnover deal. You know, you do the track, he paid me, pow, was no contracts involved. And by the time I got on Warner Brothers, Sire, I got a lawyer and I got a manager. I have a song called The Rap Game's Hijack where I break down the game and say, you know, everybody talk about the way hip hop ain't the same. Motherfuckers kidnapped the game. I know the bigs in the business, and no joke, half of them broke and none of them smoke. Kick the facts low. So I break it down. I explain what you have to have. I was very fortunate. I was fortunate. I think one thing about me is coming in as a hustler, not really just an absolute musician.
Yeah.
I was always about my paper.
Yeah, right.
I was always about my paper, and I wasn't somebody that wanted to be famous more than I wanted to be paid. It was like to have fame and not have the money was shallow fame. Like I wasn't just because no bullshit. I already had a lot of energy on myself in the streets as being just a fly dude. So I didn't really that energy. I had already gotten it another way. Yeah. So I was just about, man, you know, like my attitude was like, I don't have to get more than anybody, but if somebody's getting paid, I need to know what's going on. That's all. Right. That's it.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna ask you another question. This is a obscure fan question,
sure.
And I can't name the video, but you were in a video as the other man or something. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that was Yarborough's and Peoples.
That's right.
Don't waste your time.
Right.
Da da da.
Don't waste your time. Mm-hmm. Now, I gotta add, because this is
how did I end up in that video?
Yeah.
The girl that was in the video was my girlfriend at the time.
Okay.
The dark-skinned, the black girl. Her name's Lisa, and she was my girlfriend at the time. And she had got the gig. And kind of like they wanted her to come, and at the time I was just an up and coming rapper and stuff. And so she's like, "Well, I'm talking to IC." They say, "Ask Ice if he'll be in the video," and that's how that happened.
Wow. Okay, that's simple as that. I think that might have been before breaking, right?
Yeah, that was right around the breaking time. I also did another one for I think this guy named Brunson, Charles Brunson, or some other stuff. You know, like. Once I made the decision that I was going to try to get into this game, I wasn't turning shit down with my collar. I was just trying to get involved. You know, I was nobody. So you just, you know, you get a chance to be in videos or whatever, you took it.
Yeah. So let's jump forward a little bit, man, to Body Count. Now, Body Count is, you know, I've been well aware of, you know, obviously a Body Count through the controversy, but, you know, the controversy with Cop Killer, but you guys have been going over 30 years now. Mm-hmm. And it's almost like Body Count, the body of work is longer than your hip hop body of work.
Yeah, this new album will make it'll tie it up because I did eight rap albums. You know, and so this will be 8 Body Count albums. And Body Count was a side gig, you know, like back in the day, rap groups would have like you had Ice Cube, then you had Lynch Mob. Like everybody had, you know, like Public Enemy, and then they had Son of Berserk. That was, you know, like it was like, so I was like, I need 2 groups. So Body Count was kind of invented to allow Ernie C, one of my closest friends from high school, to play his guitar. And when I started to happen as Ice-T, him and Beatmaster V, rest in peace, used to be always in the studio trying to play. So when I did 9 Pays, we had live drums. A Girl Tried to Kill Me, they got able to get busy, but it just wasn't enough. So I went on tour with PE, and I noticed in Europe the kids would mosh off of hard rap, like Terror Dome and, you know, all the real crazy stuff, you know, Bring the Noise. I was looking at mosh pit like, that's dope. I'm like, yo, I got an idea. So I came back home and I told my guys, I said, look, we're going to make a metal band. And it's going to have like the punk sensibility of suicidal tendencies. It'll have the impending doom of Black Sabbath, which I use Black Sabbath in a lot of my rap music.
Right.
My first album, Rhyme Pays, the first song is called Rhyme Pays, and I use the War Pigs hook from Black Sabbath.
Oh yeah.
And then I said I had the speed of Slayer. Now I was put up on Slayer early before they came out because Glenn Friedman, my photographer, was connected to Rick Rubin, and Rick Rubin produced Slayer. So I heard all this stuff, and I said, what we'll do is we'll make the music sound like that, but I'll just sing about the same shit. But I'll bark it. I won't rap it. I'll bark it. Now there's a style of music called New York hardcore with groups like well, you got trying to think of the most famous one. You would probably Biohazard.
Oh yeah, of course.
Like,
yeah.
You got Biohazard. You got there's some Wisdom in Chains and Ice Pick, and Danny Diablo is one of the main cats that's often involved with the stuff. But it's called New York hardcore, and it's kind of like rock, but they like they kind of bark the lyrics out. Nobody's singing. It's not Journey.
Right.
I'm like, I could do that.
Right.
So we put the first Body Count album together, and we went out on Lollapalooza, and I had an hour set on Lollapalooza, and I split my set. I did a half-hour Ice-T. Then I said, I'm about to prove to you that rock and roll is not a color, it's a state of mind. And we went into Body Count. And all the records have done well. The first album went platinum. And our last 4 records that we put out have gradually gotten better. We did Manslaughter, and then we did Bloodlust. The last one was Carnivore. The new one is Merciless. We just played for over 1 million people in Europe on this last tour. So it's just something, you know, my thing is like, if you know about it, cool. If you don't, cool. It's just another thing I do.
Does it help you, does it help you talk about things that you wouldn't otherwise talk about in hip hop at this point? Because, like you said, initially the things you rapped about were the same as in the music Body Count, but now hip hop's so different.
Right.
Those kinds of records aren't really what's cracking right now. You know what I mean?
I just know the window stays open longer for rock. Rock. Mick Jagger's 81 years old, still touring and still having babies and shit.
That's crazy.
See, the problem with hip hop, and this is not negative, this is the truth. The first word in hip hop is hip.
Yeah.
Hip is about 5 years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like Lil Wayne is a G, but now he's not Lil Wayne anymore. He's older. So you go in and out of the hip zone very quick in hip hop.
Yeah.
I was hearing some cats talking about adult contemporary hip hop, where you reopen the whole playing field to say people like myself, Common, Ice Cube, LL will make records, but don't put me up against Ice Spider, Lil Uzi, whatever, because it's 2 different generations, 2 different styles of music. I don't think they should compete. I think,
right.
But when we came out, there was no older hip hop, so there was no one to balance us against. But now you've got grown people that still can rap they fucking ass off, and they got something to say, but they saying it to more of an adult audience, a different way. Now with rock, when I would make records, I can hear, I say that's more BC record. Or this is more Ice-T. Hip hop is funky. It's a different vibe to it than metal. But as a songwriter, it's a luxury to have 2 different vehicles to say, oh, this will work better over here. This will work better in hip hop and stuff. So I'm able to attack different issues, but Body Count's got a big reach right now. You know what I'm saying? It's got a big reach. And the thing of it is, like, they'll play me on the rock radio stations. They'll play it. They're not going to play me in rotation on none of the hip hop stations. but I don't take it personally because they're not gonna play Wu-Tang Clan, they're not gonna play Kane, they're not gonna play Rakim, they're not gonna play my idols.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
So I get it. It's time for the youngsters to have their time on the radio. So we just do it this way. So the new album is crazy though. It's crazy.
Yeah, can't wait to hear it. Now you have F What You Heard, and that the title doesn't speak to the content as much as you would think. It talks a lot of political stuff on there.
Well, Fuck What You Heard is my take on politics right now, where you have the Democrats and you got the Blood Publicans, where the Democrats wear the blue, the Blood Publicans wear the red, and they gangbang.
Yeah.
And they shoot at each other. And I just look at the two-party system as gang warfare. And I'm not either. I'm independent. Like yesterday, somebody was asking me, one girl said, well, as you got older and you made more money, did you become more conservative? And I said, define conservative. And she couldn't define it. And I'm like, define liberal. Right. So I don't look at either of those things. I just look at I said, I better telling you where I stand on different topics.
Yeah.
But the problem with gangbanging part of politics is if you are a Democrat, you have to rock with everything the Democrats say. You got to ride with them. That's that gang shit. If I'm a Republican, I got to ride with the Republicans. I can't sway across the lines. If I'm a Crip, I rock with the Crips. I'm like, so that's the gangbanging. And Fuck What You Heard, it's like, you know, I say fuck what you heard. Both wings are on the same bird. Because whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, if you go to prison, you don't go to a Democratic prison. You go to the government's prison. When you pay taxes, you don't pay taxes to the Republicans. You pay to the government. So at the end of the day, it's all government. They would love to keep us fighting each other. Like I say, it's gang bang. And the last verse, I say, I don't care what sex you claim, left wing or right, it's all the same. You're racist or you're not. And you ain't fucking honest just because you claim cop. Divide and conquer. That's the key to the game. Keep us fighting each other while they rob the train. It's gang banging, the red and the blue. Question is, which gang are you? So why get in a gang, man? Like, why have someone pigeonhole you to be a Democrat or a Republican? Just pick your issues and stand on them. You know, I'm not anti-abortion. I'm not anti-abortion. I'm not, you know, I don't look at immigrants as animals, you know. There's a lot of different things, but then I might look on this side and say, well, I agree with what they're talking about here. I agree with what they, so try being independent and thinking for yourself. That's what that's what I'm saying in this song.
Yeah, yeah. What about the racist part? It seems like, let me not say what I'm gonna say.
I'll say it.
But I'll say this: there's different types of races. You know that there's different types of races. You know, there's the lady that might clutch her purse and cross the street,
right?
And then there's the kind that might string you up or shoot you,
right?
I guess I would say I have a preference on the type that I encounter.
I like the racists to let you know they racist.
Yeah, that too.
I like the motherfuckers to say, I don't like you, nigga, just straight up. I much prefer a Klansman just tell me, I don't like you, nigga, and we different. And so I know who they are versus someone putting their arm around me, being my friend, and then going home and calling me nigga when I'm not around. I prefer just being straightforward. There's a lot of different shit that's going on, but, you know, if you judge somebody for how they look and the skin color or whatever, you're a dumb motherfucker. Because the person that looks like you mostly will be the one that'll stick a knife in your back. And the person that looks least like you might drag you out of a burning building. So you have to judge a devil by his deeds. Watch people and find out where they stand. And, you know, all that, oh, we all the same. Nah, nigga, we ain't all the same. You know what I'm saying? I pick and choose the people I fuck with, and they come in all different shapes, sizes, colors, religions, and shit like that. Now, if your religion or your race doesn't make you want to fuck with me, well, then that's your problem.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't got no problems with anything. Jews, Muslims, I don't give a fuck. If you're a cool person to me and you're really being honest, that's who I fuck with. But maybe you're cool to my face and behind my back, you know, I'm a piece of shit. I don't know.
Yeah. Now, I wasn't going to get into this, but do you have any thoughts on the upcoming election?
Yeah, anybody but Trump. I can't fuck with Trump.
Yeah.
And the reason I can't fuck with Trump is that I was taught as a player that a man's character is above his paper or anything else. You know, a person that has character is who you want to be around, a guy with good character. So if I told you I'm gonna help you, I'm gonna give you a lot of money, Chuck, I'm gonna help your magazine, I'm gonna help your platform, right? But you hung around me and you realized I was a piece of fucking shit. I beat my wife. I was an asshole. I'm doing all kinds of fucking shit, right? Mm-hmm. If you're gonna still take that money from me, you're a piece of shit because you're not judging me. You have to look at people's character. I've stepped out of a lot of business deals with a lot of money because I just didn't like this person. I'm like, I don't want to be involved with this person, you know? So Trump to me has showed in many ways how much of a piece of shit he is. I think he likes black people when it's to his advantage. He's an opportunist. Me being a criminal, I know a con artist when I see one. I know somebody will say whatever they need to say. He might have done a couple things. He done pardoned a couple people, but as being the president, you know, and I'm not no crazy Kamala fan. I don't really know enough about her.
Yeah.
But I won't vote for Trump. I'll tell you that. You know, all these people, oh, yo, I'm fucking with Trump. I'm like, you got a PPP loan. And this nigga made you some sneakers.
Right.
And you fucking with him. Nah, I'm good. But you know, honestly, I don't really believe the president has anything to say over how we live. People need to be more concerned with their mayor and their governor. But you know, people are like, oh, Trump can pardon you. Governor can pardon you too. You got a better chance talking to the governor, you know, and having a relationship with somebody inside of your state. Your governor is kind of like the president of your state.
Right.
And then you got your mayor and all them. Those people will change your living conditions, how things happen at that city more than the president. The only thing the president can do really is get us in a fucking war.
Yeah.
Or not, you know. Other than that, the policy that happens in the White House, by the time it trickles down to me or you, Chuck, my life, I've been around over 60 years. Inflation always went up. My taxes have always gone up. Even when Obama was in, everything just kept going up. This shit is just, it's not going to change. It's just the de-evolution of American civilization.
I try to stay hopeful over here, man, but shit, it's getting hard now. It's getting tough.
You know, I'm not too hopeful. I just see, I'm a realist. Have you ever seen a movie about the future where it was happy?
No, I'm a dystopian king. All of them are bad.
Yeah, so with AI is coming to get us, and it's crazy. So all I'm trying to do is just keep it peaceful in my household and in my close circle. Yeah. And you know, I just don't think, I think that, you know, I'm from the lower class. I was homeless. And I don't think paying attention to the president is what I need to do to really get myself out of my situation. I think what I need to do is pay attention to local government. And that might be who's going to really help me the most.
Okay. Creatively, your new, you know, new product. What you did? Well, before I talk about Psychopath, tell us about the album, and, you know, do you have a release date on that?
Yeah. Merciless is just the fourth of the new body count. We have 4 albums that happened because early we lost 3 of our members. Beatmaster V passed, the drummer, he had leukemia. Moose Man got killed in the 60s. He was from the 60s, and he went back in the neighborhood to see his friends, and the car drove up and got off, and he was the only one that got hit. And he ain't even a gangbanger. It was just his neighborhood, and he got killed. And then D-Rock passed from lymphoma. So everybody, it's just me and Ernie. So we got new band members.
Okay.
Like I said, we did the first comeback album, Manslaughter. Then we did Bloodlust. Last one was Carnivore. Merciless is aggressive. It's really aggressive, and it's me just saying how I fucking feel. When you see the video, I'm gonna tell you, when this is over, I'm gonna send you the video.
Okay.
Merciless. Merciless isn't out yet. That's the next single. But when Chuck, when you see this video, I'm not even gonna. I'm gonna let you see it, and then I want you to call me back. And I'm guarantee you're gonna say, "Holy shit!" I'm guaranteeing you're gonna give me a response like, "You really finna put that out?" Okay. So I'm gonna let you see the video. But the first single was Psychopath, which is a traditional metal record where I sang from the perspective of a psychopath, from watching all these horror movies and all this true crime shit. And if you listen to Ice-T in Power, I explain my rhyme style, which I say I live large as possible, posse's unstoppable, style, topical, vividly optical. Listen, you'll see them. Sometimes I'll be them. Like in Colors, I became the gang member. So that came out. We took Psychopath on the road. It killed on tour. We killed out there, literally. Then now Fuck What You Heard is out. That's the political one. We're dropping one tonight. The night we're doing this, as we do this interview, this record will be out. We did a song with Pink Floyd, which is called Comfortably Numb. I covered Comfortably Numb. And that's one of the biggest rock groups in the history of the world.
Definitely. What made you do that? What made you cover them? I remember you did Hey Joe.
Yeah, that was Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix, yeah.
I always loved the bass line to Comfortably Numb. It's ominous, and it reminded me of the last scene in Scarface, the Giorgio Moroder, that music, dun, 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 as he was after he got hit with all the machine guns and shit. So I wanted to use it. I said, should I rap over it? And so it's always been like musicians will have songs in the background, like I want to redo this. I want to do this. One day I'll fuck with this. So I decided we were going to do it with Body Count. So we laid the track. I did a spoken word over it.
Okay.
And we turned it in, and Pink Floyd's publisher said no. They don't do covers, and they don't allow any samples. I was like, fuck. So I was ready to trash it, but then my manager got around him, and he got to David Gilmour, the lead guitar player, and he got to Gilmour. Gilmour heard it, said, this is incredible. Nice. I wanted to do it. So Roger Waters had to hear it. Now, Gilmour and Waters aren't really on the same channel right now, but he listened to it. He said, who's singing? They said, Ice. He approved it. Now, these are two guys that don't really get along, but they approved the song, which meant my shit was right down the middle. And so we get the approval. We're excited. We're ecstatic. Then David Gilmour says, I want to play on the song.
Wow. That's crazy.
This guitar just sold for $2 million. We're like, you want to play? So Ernie was soloing on the record. Ernie stepped back. So now David Gilmour comes in and just shreds the whole song. So then he was like, when we going to do the video? So we sent the camera crew to London, and we filmed him in his studio doing his part. I mean, playing the whole record. So right now we've got Body Count, myself, and him, and we're mashing it all together for an actual video. But this is historic, because when you fuck with groups like this, you either kill it or you get killed.
Right. Definitely.
The fans are either gonna fuck with it or they're gonna say this is the biggest mistake Pink Floyd ever made.
Right, right.
I'm betting people like this record. I'm betting people like this record because what I'm saying in the record is so deep. You know, I mean, the last verse I say, I spent half my life just trying to survive, and the other half trying to keep you all alive. For some reason, I still care. I've done my dirt. It's amazing that I'm still here. There's true evil out there. I've been trying to warn you. You can meet the devil himself. Then what you gonna do? No time to pray. No chance to run. Listen, because I've been on both sides of the gun. As you stand before me, we're all here as one. We got to come together or our chances are none. Maybe I'm just a dreamer. Too many obstacles. The thought of humans coexisting, that's impossible. Better to stay numb, live in denial. We're all going to hell and did it to ourselves. Too much religious beef, too much racist shit. And if there is a God, we probably make him sick.
That's strong. That's powerful.
And that's what comfortably numb means. Like we can now sit, watch TV, watch a policeman just dog out somebody, and then just click over to sports.
Yeah.
Watch somebody shoot up a whole school, then start playing Xbox. We're numb. We don't react. We're just fucked up and desensitized. So when I say if there is a God, I'm like, if you and I were from outer space and we looked at the earth, what would you see? You see a beautiful planet, but you see these things that walk around on 2 feet and they stick life into their heads. That's what humans do, because humans don't eat death. Even vegans, you eat life. You eat something that was alive, right? Yeah. These things are at war. These things are killing each other. These things are raping each other. These things are battling. They kill for sport. Me and you, outer space man. We look at this earth and say, it's a nice place, but we can't let those things get out. We got to get rid of them. And that's us.
Yeah.
We're a virus.
Yeah.
So like everybody says they outside. I'm like, I'm inside, man. I realize how savage niggas is right now. I'm just like, man, you can step out your front door and just for no reason. Motherfuckers is brutal out there. So that's what the song Comfortably Numb is about. It's about that once you're inside and you're comfortable, we turn off our emotions.
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, that's deep actually, man. I mean, you know, I was talking to somebody the other day and I was just kind of like, well, first of all, I was defending hip hop, but I was also talking about R&B, and I was saying, you know, I really prefer the old R&B, not even the 90s really, to be honest, because it's just not as substantial to me. So with you and what you're bringing to the table, especially with the rock, you know, do you think this will help bring back rock? I mean, like to black people that though, like we invented it.
That's not my agenda. My agenda is to live my life in my way. I think everything you do that's a little out of the box inspires other people that are a little bit out of the box. So I know a lot of people look at me and say, man, Isis in rock, maybe I could do that. When I started acting, that made a lot of people say, wow, maybe that's an option, you know, a cat from the streets, a hustler. Now he's making television, man. Maybe that means it's possible for me. Because until somebody does it, they like to say it's impossible.
Yep.
But then once it's happened, you got Queen Latifah on one network, L's on another network. Like, come on, man, hip hop can do anything. Nah, honestly, Chuck, man, I'm just living my life, man. Yeah. And you know, Chuck D said it best. He says, Ice-T does things that totally jeopardize his life to stay awake.
To stay awake. Wow.
Like if everything's going smooth, I'm like, you know what I'm finna do? I'm about to I'm about to create some other shit. I'm about to do some weird. That's just my thing, mean, because I've always been into pushing the line. Like that's just my personality. And I'm not really impressed with a lot of the. If you're not pushing the line, you pop. And pop is just trying to stay popular. Just say what Chuck Quincy Jones said. Pop music is easy to do. You just saying what everybody wants to hear.
Yeah. Now let me ask you this: you're one of the first people I know to have embraced AI, but at the same time, this was a couple years ago.
Yeah.
It's a whole different ball game now.
Dude, when I came out with that shit, we thought we had something. Now they could do that shit on an app backwards while you ride a bicycle. Like that, the tech took so fast that the company I was involved with went belly up instantly.
I didn't know that.
Because I was with a company who was doing AI voice cloning. Just that quick. It was on an app. Like anything you could think of, they're making it faster than you can. You think, oh, well, I got something new. No, you don't. 100 people have that technology. It's who's going to get to the finish line first. But I don't really have a fear of AI. I mean, like I say, Quincy taught me, if you want to lose a fight, fight the future. The future is coming, and you better figure out how to adapt to it. That's like a dude walking around right now talking about, I don't use a cell phone, man. I only use dial-up phones because I don't fuck with that shit. Nigga, they ain't even a fucking payphone in New York City. At some point, technology is going to consume you, and you can't do nothing about it. I think music is going to go into a whole nother place, because I think they will do. AI is going to make better music than people can make.
It's happening.
I could go to an AI program and say, give me some Sly Stone mixed with a little James Brown, mixed with some BT Express and some Delphonics. And that motherfucking machine will make a song for you.
Yeah.
So we're in a place where right now they could do an AI clone of Ice-T smarter and better than me, because they could take all the information I've ever said in any interview since I started, all my books, all the stuff I've written. They can clone me, make me look better and younger. And then they got my voice down pat, and they could make this clone of me that you could ask, you could interview the motherfucker. You could interview it and it would answer just like this, because it would be using this interview as data.
Yeah.
How I change my voice, how I might get more excited. It's gonna be scary. And there'll be a day when kids will say, Mommy, was that when real people acted?
Yeah.
Or it'll be totally AI.
Yeah. It's here. It's definitely here. Yeah, it's definitely here.
All right, love is love, man. Take care.
Man.